Hi guys, this is Mike from the last Corvette, and this is a part 2 of a toe link replacement. And as you can see, the toe link is back on, fully seated. You got to top nut on, lock nut on, and obviously I did make a mark. The best way to make a mark is, like I mentioned before, is when you break your lock nut loose, put a little paint marker on the last thread that you see, and then we'll get you close. I mean, like I said, this vehicle is going for a four-wheel alignment, so I'm not very overly concerned about being off a little bit or way off. But as long as you mark everything, you're going to be in pretty good shape. All right, so here is, I'll show you this. So here's the original toe link. As you can see, it's not as bad as the front, but it was basically getting there. It's already ripped. So, and obviously you get more play in the ball joint. And like I said, they weren't too horrible when I drove this thing. It's not like they were clunking or completely loose, but obviously you can't replace new. And you always want to clean up the threads. And then I usually put some WD penetrating oil on there when I put the new link on. And the ones that I got were identical, were exact match, and I'm going to show you something. So I couldn't get them, well actually I could. I ended up getting them through Parts Geek or one of the websites, but here is this number here. And I'm going to flip it around so you guys can see the little GM logo on it, which is this right here. And let me see if I have another box that actually has a better part number on it for you. Sorry. Ugh. So this one is, I believe this would be a Parts Geek or a shipment label that they create. Oh, here we go. So this is a GM part number. And you can see there's the same part number for left or right. Obviously you need to get two. These are the rear toe links. And then I made a video a few weeks ago when I was doing the front tie rod ends, and those are different. So, and obviously when you're replacing either front tie rods or rear toes, you always want to replace all the hardware. So the lock nut, the top nut, and it's crucial that you also inspect the rest of the suspension. So in this case, everything looks good. The brakes actually on this Corvette are good. I'm not going to put, excuse me, it's as cold as getting to me, but I'm not going to put, you know, any kind of ceramic brake pads or cross-drilled rotors yet until I wear these guys out by the end of the season or whenever, because the brake pads are brand new and the rotors are still in fairly good shape, both front and rear. So I'm going to put the rear tire back on, and tomorrow or the day after I'm going to finish up the passenger side, and she's going to be ready to go to the dealer. Oh, one last thing is this applies to pretty much all outer tie rods or toe links. So in order for you guys to, when you replace it, you can break them loose just fine. And like I mentioned before, when you want to break them loose, you break the nut loose, the lock nut, you break your top ball nut loose, and then you get it halfway off or halfway threaded off, and then you use a hammer or a mallet to actually knock the stem out of the knuckle. And then from there you just remove it, and you're going to need two open end wrenches, one on the inner, one on the outer, to break them loose and unscrew it without disturbing the alignment as much as possible. And when you put it back together, as you can see, there is a Allen wrench on top, so you're going to have to you're going to use open end or a closed box end wrench, and you're going to start the nut. Once there's pressure and you're you're going to switch to or you're going to add a Allen wrench on top to hold the main ball pin in place, and then you're going to draw the nut all the way in and torque it to spec. Alrighty, this is it. I'll catch you guys later.